Namaskar. Today, 11th Sawan 2079 Bikram Sambat, 27th July 2022 AD, Sawan Krishna Chaturdasi, Wednesday. On this auspicious occasion, myself, Prof.Dr. Ajay Risal, spokesperson of International Federation of Sanatana Dharma, would like to share some brief details regarding the establishment of International Federation of Sanatana Dharma. We say, Esa Dharma Sanatana, Dharmo Rachyati Rachita, Yato Dharma Tato Jaya. Let us define Dharma first. Our Sanskrit script has a broad definition of Dharma. Dhriti Chhama Damosteyam Saucham Indriya Nigraha Dhirvidya Satyamakrodo Dasakam Dharma Lachanam. Literal translation of Dharma as duty, religion or religious duty does not bear its true meaning as has been explained in the aforementioned sloka. Dharma consists of mainly 10 elements, incorporating the virtues such as patience, forgiveness, self-restraint, purity, chastity, asceticism, knowledge, honesty, refraining from injuring living beings, goodwill, mercy, forbearance, and generosity. The word comes from the Sanskrit root dhri, which means to sustain or that which is integral to something. Example, dharma of sugar is to be sweet, dharma of fire is to be hot. Hence, a person's dharma consists of duties that sustain them according to their innate characteristics, which are both spiritual and material. Now coming to Sanatana Dharma. In literal translation, Sanatan denotes that which is without beginning or without end, or that is that which is everlasting. Dharma, as explained above, means to hold together or sustain, actually rendering to the natural law. As such, the whole term Sanatana Dharma can translate as the natural and eternal way to live. Hence, Sanatana Dharma is the eternal or absolute set of duties or religiously ordained practices incumbent upon all persons regardless of class, caste or sect. It is conceived of as not only transcendent of history and unchanging, but also as indivisible and ultimately non-sectarian. It can also be interpreted as a natural and eternal way to live. In other words, these are the duties performed according to the one's spiritual or constitutional identity as Atma and are thus the same for everyone. General duties are as have been explained in the sloka above. According to the notion of Sanatana Dharma, the eternal and intrinsic inclination of the living entity or Atma is to perform seva or service. Sanatana Dharma, being transcendental, refers to universal and axiomatic laws and that are beyond our temporary belief systems. The concept of spiritual freedom is an integral part of Sanatana Dharma. It is a set of timeless values that help us fulfill our potential and understand the flow and order of the universe. Sanatana Dharma places spiritual experiences above religious issues and uses yoga practice to reach moksha. Yoga is considered to be more rooted in experience than belief or ideology, and inclusive of all because of its applicability to people in all places and at all times. Apart from Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma can incorporate all the main religious teachings of the world, from nature worship to theism to the formless absolute. One can find practices of devotion, yoga, mantra and meditation is a great plethora of expressions, including the world's most sophisticated spiritual philosophies of self-realization. Comparing all those Sanatana Dharma practices, it has the devotional theism, the karma theory and meditation practices, and the animism, also called as Prakriti Puja of native traditions, all unified at a deep philosophical and experiential level into one harmonious fabric. Sanatana Dharma thus appears like the common root from which these various religious expressions have diversified or perhaps departed. Hence, Vedic Hindu, Jain, Buddhist, Sikh, Kirat, Bon and other traditions of Prakriti Puja all are thus the fruits of a common tree, Sanatana Dharma. Nevertheless, Sanatana Dharma is not just a spiritual path or what is called a moksha dharma, a way of liberation. Sanatana Dharma shows a dharmic way of all aspects of the life, starting with personal lifestyle practices to the family, education, business, intellectual culture, and even politics. All the spheres of dharma, artha, kama, and moksha. Sanatana Dharma as a universal and eternal tradition cannot thus be reduced to the forms of Hinduism or to the tradition belonging only to Nepal and other Indian subcontinents. Sanatana Dharma has counterparts in other lands and traditions. In fact, one can argue that wherever the higher truth is recognized, that is Sanatana Dharma, regardless of the names, forms, or personalities involved. Sanatana Dharma is relevant to all peoples and must be recognized worldwide for the planet to achieve its real potential to unfold the consciousness. Keeping these facts under consideration, we have established the International Federation of Sanatana Dharma. The current team of office bearers or Padadikari of this International Federation are: in the International Executive Committee, President is Dr. Nirmala Mani Adhikari from Nepal. Vice President is Professor Dr. Chandrakanta Prasad Singh from India. General Secretary Dr. Govinda Saran Upadhyaya from Nepal. Treasurer Pushpa Adhikari Gautam from USA. Secretaries Sri Naresh Kumar Sachdeva from India and Dr. Khem Nepal from Canada. Spokespersons are Dr. Aditya Kumar Shukla from India and myself, Professor Dr. Ajay Risal from Nepal. Executive members comprises all the founding members. Now, what are the objectives of this International Federation of Sanatana Dharma? The broad objectives of the newly established International Federation of Sanatana Dharma are: number one, to work for the protection of Sanatana Dharma by developing a coordinated culture of Sanatana ideology among the people of the world who have faith in values and principles based on Sanatana Dharma, i.e., for those following the religious practices such as Vedic Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, Kirat, and Bon. Number two, to work for the promotion of Sanatana Dharma by developing or making an international network for the enhancement of cultures, languages, works of literature, philosophies, traditions, scientific practices, etc., which are the cornerstones of Sanatana Dharma. Number three, to work for the upliftment of Sanatana Dharma by conducting research, publication, audiovisual and digital production, and dissemination on prehistoric, historic civilizations and cultural, social, geographic, biological and ecological systems and various other global dimensions based on Sanatana Dharma. Number four, to work for the awareness of Sanatana Dharma in the governments, institutions, organizations, and the general public of the countries with the majority of the population who are committed to Sanatana Dharma. Number five, to work for taking initiatives for networking and lobbying for the Sanatana Dharma practitioners' coordination, cooperation, and harmony. Thank you.